TIFU by getting a COVID vaccine. Preface. To make it absolutely clear, vaccines are safe, harmless, and you should absolutely get vaccinated. If you are trying to abuse my story to promote your anti-vax propaganda, you can go yourself. Just happened an hour ago. I'm still trying to process it. So, I went to a local vaccination center to get my first COVID vaccine. It's this big hall. Everything organized very professionally. Military guards. Hundreds of people being processed. I line up. Everything easy. Short chat with the medical personnel. Everything in order. They sit me down. I get the injection. No biggie. Then I am asked to go sit in this common hall with a bunch of other people for observation. I can leave after 10 minutes, they say. So I sit down, take my phone, browse Reddit, the usual stuff to kill some time. Then I realize that I am a bit dizzy. Just a little bit. Not a big deal. So I brush it off. As time goes on though, I am getting more and more dizzy. I start thinking that I might have an allergic reaction or something. After 10 minutes I am very dizzy and my heart is racing like crazy. So I get the attention of the nearby medical personnel and tell them I don't feel that good. They ask if I want to talk to a doctor. Yeah, maybe, I say. We'll fetch a wheelchair, they say. Oh, there is no need. I reply. I can walk. So I stand up and kind of crash to the ground. Not a real fall, but my legs don't hold me that well. I am really dizzy now. My stomach is all stone. And I start getting these weird electrical shocks though my body. Not good. I catch myself thinking. They pick me up, put me in the wheelchair and rush me to the emergency room. With roughly 100 puzzled and worried, mostly elderly people looking on. For reference, I am close to 2 meters tall guy in my mid-30s. So it must have looked a bit weird. I am on a medical bed and I feel really crappy. There is a huge weight on my chest and I have difficulty breathing. They are hooking me to a bunch of medical machines. My life is flashing in front of my eyes. What a crappy way to go, I think, and wait for the seemingly inevitable premature demise to come. Your blood pressure is really low, but the heart is in perfect condition. I hear the doctor say, "Wait, what? So I am not dying?" She laughs. "No, you are fine. Probably just an overreaction of the autonomic nervous system." Oh, the pressure from my chest suddenly disappears. I just feel very weak and quite embarrassed. So I'm okay? Pretty much in great shape, yeah. Just a bit low blood pressure. It's fairly common reaction to seeing a needle. Did you eat anything today? Quote, "Oh, I think. Shouldn't have skipped that breakfast and lunch probably." 20 minutes later they escort me out of the building, joking about how they are thankful for having a reason to actually do something instead of standing around all day. I am super red, bowing in the best of the Japanese fashion. I am neither Japanese nor this was in Japan. And apologizing like crazy. They wink me goodbye and tell me, "See you in 4 weeks." I go grab some sweets and drinks, feeling like a massive idiot. P.S. A bit shout out for the medical team for their professionalism, kindness and a great sense of humor. They really did an amazing job and I was deeply impressed about how calm and efficient they stayed though the entire episode. You ladies and gentlemen rock. PPS. Since there were some concerns about this story, I would like to clarify that this is a throwaway account. I don't want my friends and family to know my real Reddit identity. I also tried to post the story multiple times since I had an issue with the bot auto rejecting my post for formatting issues. TLD, or got my vaccine shot. Had a surprise light vasovagal reaction. Sudden blood pressure drop because of anxiety. interpreted it as an allergic reaction to the vaccine itself, which triggered a massive panic attack. Though I was dying, got wheeled away by the on-duty doctor team, who proceeded to poke friendly jokes at me. Walked out in perfect health and a very red face not half-hour later, with my pride and sense of manliness utterly destroyed forever. So the real foo was not having a good meal before the vaccine. Vasovagal, not vegetative. But I guess it works either way. They were diagnosing you with vasovagal syncope. You know, the pearl clutching, oh my, a woman in an old dress does before dropping onto a Victorian fainting couch. Took my friend today. Small rural clinic. They let me go in to hold his hand. He was wide-eyed and nearly sick with anticipation, even after the shot was fully over. He hadn't noticed it had happened already and was over. I am super red, bowing in the best of the Japanese fashion. I am neither Japanese nor this was in Japan. Laughing loudly in the bathroom here. It's amazing the stupid shit we humans do when we're embarrassed. I was in the observation room after my shot and I started feeling like I couldn't breathe and my pulse was really fast and I was looking around for the medical staff and there was a sign on the wall listing the symptoms of a panic attack and then I felt stupid LMAO. Glad it worked out for you. That must have been scary. Yeah, I get syncopes too after some injections. I try and go all calm but I really hate needles, so by the time I'm sitting in the chair my nerves start building up. Once it's over, all that gets released at once. For me, about a minute after my first dose I was in full cold sweats. My vision was going blurry. And it was like Jay was listening to someone talk while I was underwater. The nurse brought me some juice and I immediately got better. When I went for the second dose I told the pharmacist to just fucking stab me without warning, and I had no reaction. In my mid-30s, 30 ties of what? The taller you are the harder you fall. It's easier for tall people to have sudden drops in BP. Take care. Hey, better safe than sorry. At least you were in the right place to get sorted out, even if it was a false alarm, so to speak. I hate needles. I tense up and panic if I see the damn thing. I keep my head turned away at all times unless I need to see what it is they're giving me. Or I close my eyes. Asking for a warning just before helps me out with any needlework. No jump, no shock. Makes you wonder how many of the horror stories about dangerous side effects are something like this, if not exactly this. Of course there are always some side effects. But it reminds me of the person who posted on FB that they became paralyzed from the waist down and have to use a wheelchair because of the polio vaccine. Then someone called them out on their photo album having all kinds of pictures of them walking around and doing sports and other activities. Whoa, careful with the post title here. You'll never know how anti-vaxxers can misinterpret the title LMAO. Needles do this to me every time. Always have. I'm not afraid of them. The sight doesn't bother me. Nothing. Whenever I get a needle, within a few minutes my blood pressure plummets. All the color leaves my face. And I get very dizzy. I'm a 180 pounds, 6 feet guy. So invariably, the needle was given to me by a tiny nurse who has no hope of catching me should I fall down. So they usually get a little afraid when I turn that particular shade of green. And are like, "Are you okay? Should I get help?" And even though I warned them before I get the shot that this would happen, it still takes them for surprise. I tell them I'll be just fine. And I could use a cup of water. And just a minute or two to recover. Sure enough, within 2 to 3 minutes, My color returns. The dizziness passes. And I'm right as rain. I can literally jump off of the chair and sprint out the door and I'm fine. No idea why. It's just always been this way. That reminds me of when I was in a doctor's office talking about some issues with my back. He was talking about specific vertebrae in my spine, discs, etc. I felt a little light-headed for a moment. Then wham, I was on the floor. Just as some people don't like needles, I get squeamish thinking about my internal organs and such, picturing the inside of my body. Apparently needles don't bother me so much. Just don't talk to me about my own kidney. I was too embarrassed to tell the doctor and nurse. That's probably why I fainted, because I can't handle thinking about my guts. I probably should have told them, as they were quite worried. So you didn't FU because you got a COVID vaccine, you FU because you didn't eat before your shot. When I got my shot yesterday, they have us wait around for about 15 minutes just in case to make sure there are no immediate negative effects from the vaccine. And if so, they can intervene quickly. They also do this with flu shots as well here. Toronto, Ontario, Canada. The real fuck-up is the misleading title that gives rise to all the whack job anti-vaxxers out there. I don't think that the FU is getting the vaccine. I am surprised that the bot didn't reject the title. Edit. TIFU by not eating food all day. Welcome to the club. I am not afraid of needles. But it's almost a guarantee I pass out whenever one pierces my skin. It's like popping a balloon. Friend. At this point, I get more worried about passing out because it's embarrassing and takes more time, and that feeling makes the reaction worse. Haha. Good news for you, free snacks and juice. Every time you pass out, they laugh at you and give you free stuff. Even if it was a false alarm, it's still good that you were checked over. One of the symptoms of an anaphylaxis reaction, which was why they had you sit and wait, is low blood pressure, among other things. So it's good you spoke up and were checked over just in case.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.